Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today I want to talk about some new releases. Now, I do my most anticipated releases. I've done them seasonally this year, and I think I'm going to continue that next year. I really like that format. In the fall season, I only had 4 books on my list. I only had 4. And I was just trying to figure out, like, am I just being too picky, or no, like these are legitimately the ones that I'm super excited about, that like I could see myself really picking up and reading. And it was a small number compared to all the rest of the seasons this year. But I will say this, there are books that have come out recently that I am now more excited about. Like, maybe I should have put that on my list, because now that I'm hearing more about them, some of them I didn't hear about until after that list had come out for myself. And just some of them are just like, people are talking about them so much that I'm like, oh geez, am I interested in this now? Because I'm starting to get that FOMO. I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to be like, oh, I'm going to miss out on something like really good here, aren't I? And so now there's 5 books that are kind of more on my radar. Not necessarily saying I'm going to read them anytime soon, because we all know I have a hefty end of the year TBR. I'll link that video down below if you guys haven't seen it, but I have a lot to read before the end of this year if I want to hit my goals. So I'm not trying to sneak these in or anything, but they're books that have now come up on my radar since they've been released and people are talking about them and reviewing them. And I'm like, oh, snap. So yeah, I'm going to tell you what these books are, and I would love your opinions. If you've read any of them, if you're excited about any of them, give me some feedback to see if my FOMO is real or if I should just like not worry about it. First one is Matrix by Lauren Groff. And I knew this was coming out. I had seen the book, but I didn't know anything about it. I never read a synopsis. I never heard anyone really discuss it when it came out. And Lauren Groff is an author that I have a couple of her books on my shelves and I haven't read yet. So I just kind of skipped over it just because, like, oh, Lauren Groff has a new one, cool. But I haven't read anything by her yet. So I don't know if she's an author that I like yet or not, because I haven't read anything. But I have been seeing it going around Instagram a whole bunch. And I saw a review that was done by Rick McDonnell. I'll leave his review video down below if you guys are interested in it. But he absolutely loved this book, is just raving about it. And when I heard him talk about what the book is actually about, I was like, oh, that actually sounds interesting. And now I'm interested. So this book takes place in the 1100s, so very, very historical. And it follows Marie de France, who is the half-sister of Henry II, I believe. And she is also someone who has been accredited as being kind of the first female poet, if you will. She wrote poetry. And it follows her and her living in kind of exile, if you will, because she was kind of shunned from the royal court, and kind of what she goes through and things like that. And yeah, the way he talked about it made me go, oh, I think I really want to read this book. This sounds like really good, like a really good historical fiction book. And then I got a newsletter from Claire Legrand, because I subscribed to her newsletter as an author. And that was under her category of what she was currently reading. Like, she's currently reading it and loving it and loves Lauren Groff and her prose and talks about how beautiful her writing is. And I'm like, well, man, now I really want to read it too. So yeah, that's kind of on my radar now. Okay, this next one comes out in November, actually, but that is Gilded, and this is by Marissa Meyer. And the reason that didn't make it on my most anticipated list is because I didn't hear about it until after I made that video. And I was like, oh man, I don't know how I missed it. I don't know how I missed that she had another one coming out, but I did. And then I released my video and then I saw it and I was like, oh, that would have totally been on it, because I have read Marissa Meyer. I'm currently reading her Lunar Chronicles, loving them. This one is a Rumpelstiltskin retelling, like I'm in. So this is going on my list. Definitely. I just missed it before. I don't know how I missed it. I have no idea, but yeah. So this is on my list now. I'm definitely anticipating it. I definitely want to read it. And yeah, again, I'm not going to try to squeeze it in before the end of the year. I'm just trying to decide if I'm going to buy it or not. I'm not sure. I'm thinking maybe, because I think this is something that my daughter Kaylin would like as well. I think she would be interested in a Rumpelstiltskin retelling. So I may end up buying it. Undecided as of right now. So the next one is The Love Hypothesis. This is by Ali Hazelwood. And this one was a book that was a book of the month pick. And I just kind of scanned over it, honestly, because I was looking at the selections for the month. I was like, yep. Okay, that's like a cutesy cover. It's going to be contemporary romance. Okay. And I guess just when I was making my selection that month, that wasn't what I was in the mood for. So I didn't pick it. But now I'm kind of having some regrets about that, because that is getting really, really high ratings on Book of the Month. So when you are a member of Book of the Month, you can rate your books on their app and you can kind of see what people are thinking. You can read reviews. Their rating system is like a heart, a smiley face, or a frowny face. And that's what you give your books. They're like emojis almost. This has so many hearts. It's ridiculous. Like the percentage of how many hearts there are versus the other two is like skyrocket. And now I'm kind of like, oh man, did I make a mistake in passing that one up? But when I actually read the synopsis too, because I didn't even read the synopsis, I just kind of skipped over it. But it's like a fake dating trope. And I kind of like that. So now I'm like, oh man, am I missing out on a really, really good, cute romance? I don't know, but I'm a little nervous about it now, because now I feel like I'm missing out a little bit because it's getting such high ratings. So, again, I don't know if I would buy it. I don't know if I would pick it for Book of the Month, like use an add-on or something for it. I don't know. Or I would just get it from the library. I'd probably just get it from the library, to be honest. So maybe I'll add it to my library list or see what the wait is for it, and maybe put a hold on it if it's going to be a while. But that's one that I kind of went, oh, whoopsies. Should I have gotten that? I don't know. You guys tell me. The next one's another situation like that where I just kind of looked over it. I was like, meh, I don't know. And now it is like everywhere. I mean, the hype around this book is ridiculous. This is the Xhex. This is by Erin Sterling, which is a pseudonym for Rachel Hawkins. So Rachel Hawkins actually wrote this book, and this is another name that she writes under. So not a lot of people know that, but that's the case here. And yeah, this is like a witchy book, perfect for October, obviously, where a woman goes through a breakup. She's also a witch. So in her kind of post-breakup anger, she casts a spell on her ex-boyfriend, and thinking that nothing would come of it, or, it wouldn't reach him or whatever, but it does. And there's like consequences and stuff. So now I'm kind of like, ooh, did I miss out? And here's the thing. I'm not jumping at the bit to get this one still, because I'm not going to be able to fit this in to my TBR for the rest of the year. I don't know that I would read a witchy book in the winter. Maybe, I don't know. But I feel like if I'm going to read it now would be the time to do it. So I'm still kind of like, I don't know. But this one is so hyped up. And number one, I'm afraid it's too hyped up. I'm afraid it's not going to meet, it's not going to be, oh, so good and so amazing and, whatever, the way that everyone's talking about it. So I'm afraid the expectations are too high. But at the same time, I know I'm not gonna be able to get to it in October. So I may not even bother. So I don't know. Give me your feedback. Have you read it? It's everywhere right now. A lot of people are reading it. So I don't know. Am I missing out on anything, or am I okay? Maybe at least till next October. And the last one is kind of similar vein. It's like a witchy book, but it's a series. It's the Practical Magic series by Alice Hoffman. Now, this one is making such a big comeback because she's writing more books in this series. So Practical Magic, I think, was the first one that she released, which came out a long time ago. There was a movie adaptation. I think I saw the movie, but so long ago, I could not even regurgitate to you what this book or movie is about. I know it follows witches and their sisters from what I remember. So it's like a whole family thing. But that one came out, and then she has come out with, I think, 3 more. And I think the most recent one was a Book of the Month pick this month as well. But everyone's talking about them, and even, talking about Practical Magic, which I've never read. But now I'm like, do I need to read that series? I don't know. Everyone is just raving about them and loving them, and it's making such a big comeback. that now I'm kind of like, do I need to read that? I don't know. I enjoy books about witches. So I'm currently reading 2 books that have witches in them at the same time. So I do enjoy that. Definitely kind of a seasonal read for me, for sure. So if I end up like maybe wanting to get this book, or at least try the first one, maybe I probably would save it till next autumn, just because I'm not going to be able to fit it in right now. But I'm kind of wondering if I'm missing out on Practical Magic and the whole series. And another thing that makes me nervous about that is Practical Magic was written so long ago. Are the new ones holding up to the original one? Because, that can happen where an author will write one book or start a series a long time ago, and then they come back to it and it's like years and years or decades later sometimes. And then the new ones just aren't as good or don't give you the same type of feel. So is that something that's carrying over from Practical Magic? Experts, let me know. If you've read them, let me know if that's something that I need to invest in, maybe, and maybe put it on my radar for next autumn, like maybe like next September, October. Maybe I could pick up Practical Magic. I just can't do it right now, but I'm kind of getting FOMO about that now. I don't know. Okay, guys, that is going to be it for me today. Those are some books that are now on my radar because of the hype, not going to lie. The hype is getting me right now, which can be dangerous. So tell me what's worth the hype. Tell me what's not worth the hype. Give me your feedback. I want to know. So if you guys have read these books, let me know. I know Gilded doesn't come out till next month, so I don't know that a lot of people have read it yet. I don't know how many arcs went out. I haven't seen like arcs going out or anything, but doesn't mean that it hasn't happened. So if you read it, let me know. Yeah, I just need all the feedback from you guys because I trust you. So let me know your thoughts, and yeah. Okay. I will talk to you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.